Hi everyone. Oh my God, 12 o'clock on a Monday, Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining. I got so many messages last week when I was away, and all of you are like, when are you back? Where have you gone? Because some of you didn't know I was away. And I was just really happy to see that you guys are enjoying the lives, that you find value in them, that you want to join and you want to participate. If you guys don't know us, this is a group of manifestors. We're doing the 60-day challenge in my bio, or we're part of the Facebook group, or both. And we are riding on each other's, on the group's increase energy to manifest whatever it is we want. We set goals. We are very clearly defined in what we want. And we go from there. Okay, I've done some videos since I came back a couple of days ago. So I've done a video on manifestation being something that you do once you decided you know exactly what it is you want. Okay, there's no way you should be doing this work if you don't have the 4 defined goals that I have set out at the beginning of my challenge. If you're not sure what you want, don't start, because the randomness in your thoughts will produce very random results. You'll be frustrated. You might produce something unpleasant. So don't go there. You have to know exactly, I want to look this way, weigh this much, have my body be in a certain shape. I want to be married, or to be dating 10 people a month, or whatever it is you want. It has to be very clear. I want to be earning 200 grand a year, $1 million a year. I want to be pregnant. I want to have a family. I don't want that. I want to travel. So you have to be just very, very defined in order to be able to put an imprint in the universe out there that's coherent. If it's incoherent, it's not going to come to pass. All right, that was a little intro into who we are and what we're doing. We talked about the 60-day challenge. I know a lot of you guys have emailed me while I was away. I got to some emails. Some of them I'm not able to get to. If they're very, very detailed, please understand I can't respond to everyone in that incredible detail. Like, I send you an initial email and then I'm happy to help you along the way, like to observe your life in images. But if you need like really deep communication and you know, you have to go to my page and book a session with me if it's available. If you don't want to do that, it's no problem. I haven't really talked about it because I don't like it. I don't want to sell it, you know what I mean? Like, but if you need help, please do that, because it's not really fair to me to receive like 20 emails from the same person in 1 week as to, you know, give me support. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy to help you guys, but you have to know there is a value for value kind of exchange here. The Facebook group is doing really well. We've been manifesting. We had a lottery win of $1,011. Somebody won that within 5 or 6 days of the challenge, because she set her mind that her first manifestation for the group will be $1,000. So she got $1,011. I posted about it. I was very excited for her. And somebody else asked me, how do I send you a Starbucks card from England? Because I manifested something. Guys, don't worry about the Starbucks. If it's easy for you to send me a coffee, you can. Again, $5 is the max. If it's not, please don't. It's not. I don't want you to have to think about how I can send her something. Don't worry about it. What you're sending me is the energy of you vibrating high for this group, putting all your intention, manifesting for the group. The general abundance is our birthright. We're happy, healthy, successful, and you projecting it back to the group. It's benefiting all of us, I promise you. All right, so I got another question about the language in which you should do your affirmations, and what if the gender of your SP is the same gender as you, you know? So if I get an email from a woman, I would say, well, think about how he is towards you, and I give her some pointers. And you know, some people are asking, does this work the same way if the person is the same gender as me? Of course it does, right? Just change him to her, it doesn't matter, and use the same affirmations, but obviously with the way you address the other person. And the language that you should be doing your affirmations in, this was an important question, it's the first time I got it, is the language that you dream in, right? So if you dream in your native language, you should be doing this whole program in your native language. Just translate everything in your native language. If you have a first language that's different than English, but then, you know, you came to North America when you were like 3, 4, 5 years old, and now you dream in English, you're going to be doing all your affirmations in the language that you dream in. This is very, very easy to understand, I hope. Scams, I have to address at the beginning of end of every live. Guys, this is my only manifestation account. There's some derivatives of this account out there. Please do not, like, you know, report them if you see them. This is my only account. I don't have a backup account. And what I am afraid of is that this account might message you or try to sell you something. Please be very wary. I will never contact you, try to sell you anything. If you need me, you have to come to me. And finally, we had so many greenstone manifestations. If you guys follow, if you're on the Facebook group with us, so the greenstone was the manifestation for last week. I had this incredible experience last week where I put forward the greenstone. Some people got it. Some people were like, oh, you know, I only have it in images. And I was in Washington, so I went to the National Museum of Natural History, okay? And I thought it's like all stuffed animals and, you know, oceanic life. And I get into this room and it's gemology, right? And then I walk in there and I took pictures of 50 green stones that are on display that were so gorgeous and so different from one another, and I posted them all on my Facebook group. And I said, this week, guys, I manifested the green stone for everybody in the group. Pick a stone, claim it as your own manifestation, because I'm sending it to you if you haven't manifested it. And just know that this is how it happens. When you ask for one, you get 50 and you get it in a way you don't expect it. It was just such a manifestation. And a lot of you are really excited about that. You claimed your stone, you made a wish. It was just a really, really powerful group thing, you know. And the way that I got it, such that in my group I had a stone for everyone, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I was really just very excited about that manifestation. This week's manifestation, so we're done with horses. A lot of people saw live horses. I don't do any picture manifestations anymore, guys. We graduated to step 2. This week's manifestation is an unusual coin. You have to manifest in 3D, in your experience, an unusual coin. What does this mean? It means it can't be the currency that you're using in your country, and it can't really be the currency that you're using, let's say, in a different country if you travel there regularly, right? So if you're, you know, in Portugal, but you travel often to Spain and you have some coins left over from Spain in your purse, that doesn't count. That's not an unusual. It's not an unusual manifestation coin. So I want you, everybody, if you're not clear on this, you have to manifest. This is the group intention for the week. I'll repeat it tomorrow. You have to manifest an unusual coin. Did you finally see the horse? I did, and I posted a photo of it. I saw 4, and I stopped the car, and I took a photo, and I posted it in the Facebook group. Lots of horses. We had lots of horse manifestations. Mine were 4 of them together. A lot of people had more than one. And somebody in the city even had a horse that was like, I'm in the city. I can't believe this is like on my street. It was like with a cop on top. I'm not sure if she posted in the group or she just sent me an email about it. I need all 4 manifestations still. What's happening with new people? I am going to talk about my SP in a second because it's a story for the whole group. But what's happening with new people, I want to point out. Every new person is having, because you're listening to my lives, because I email everybody when they get the 60-day challenge, listen to all my lives from the past, just catch up with them as you're doing your makeup or as you're driving, or, you know, and whatever it is that I put there in the group energy, they're all manifesting. So there's people who joined like 2 weeks ago who are manifesting things from like May, and I only started this last week of April, right? So they're manifesting things from like May, from June, from like they're getting horses, and somebody posted, I got the turtle, the flamingo, the $1,000 and something else all in the same week. And I'm not sure how this works, but she was really excited. She posted in the Facebook group. Do we have some mantras or do something to manifest in the weekly manifestation? No. This is a test of your alignment with group energy. Okay, remember, you're doing the 60-day challenge, you're affirming for the other, you're connecting to the circles, and through this intention, just have one intention, either listen to it and internalize it, or say, this week with my group, I'm manifesting a green stone, or this week's is an unusual coin, and just leave it like that, and just ride on this energy, knowing for a fact, then you forget about it, right? No, don't think of it, just think of this coin, think of this horse, it doesn't come. Right? If you keep thinking about it, just trust the group's energy. Trust, you will see it, and you will see it. So no special mantras. You don't need to. Because when you're manifesting everything else that you put on that list, you have to let go of the how. Right? We're not doing spells, we're not doing anything. I'm just showing you that we're attracting exactly our intention. Right? We're imprinting into the formless substance the intention of what it is we want. And it's easier to do with an object that you have no emotional attachment to the outcome, because really you should have no emotional attachment to any outcome. That's how things come fast. How do you manifest a soulmate? By the way, lots of love from Ethiopia. Thank you so much. I'm about to talk about my own SP story. If you guys don't know, last week I got engaged. So I just want to make sure that everybody who is interested in that, the story's not like, I sort of don't want to make it about me and my engagement. I want you guys to take notes, because it's an SP story, and I want you to see, to parallel your own love life. A lot of people in the group are manifesting either love in general, or they're manifesting an SP, and I want you guys to take notes. I'll tell you sort of where you can parallel and learn something from the story that's applicable to your own love life. Otherwise, no point in hearing me yapping about my love life, right? So let me just make sure I addressed everything I wanted to address before I begin, because I think this is going to take the full rest of the live, guys. New challenge, you got it. And dreams. Okay, so somebody else asked me about dreams, and I just want to say, the dreams will identify they're having weird dreams. It's normal to have weird dreams while you're doing the 60-day challenge and our group energy manifestation work. It's very, very normal. And these dreams will show you, as you're affirming, abundance is my birthright, and I'm adored, and I'm loved, and I'm a priority as a woman. Your dreams will show you exactly where you're not. So if you dream of an ex and you know he betrayed you and what have you, which was this person who emailed me, your subconscious will sort of point out where there is a discrepancy between what you're saying, what you're trying to feed your subconscious, and what it knows. It will immediately identify. That's why when you're starting this work, the first step will be like, a lot of the limiting beliefs are coming up. People are like, I didn't even realize I thought this about myself. So please record your dreams in the tab that I've identified for recording dreams. You don't have to record in detail, you just have to record the main theme of that. If the main theme was, I dreamt of John and there was a lot of betrayal, and all those feelings came back to me as I woke up, please document that. So I think that's it for, guys, please don't call me. I'm just going to decline this. I don't take calls during my live. This is a live about manifesting, learning how to work with energy. My account is educational. Please go through my videos if you don't know me and see if you have an interest in it. I teach people how to set goals in all areas of their lives and manifest the desired outcome. So please don't call me. No compliments required. And then I get all sorts of weird message requests. Don't bother, because I don't reply and I don't look, and I'm just not interested in talking about anything else other than improving people's lives and improving their mindset. We're supposed to do lottery, or you can do scratch. If you're feeling lucky, you can do anything. You can do anything when you're inclined. Use the 3-digit code. The 3-digit code always works for me when I pick up a scratch lottery. Do you guys know what the 3-digit code is? You set a code to talk to the universe. I talked about this in a few lives. Anyways, I want to get to my SP story because I know a lot of ladies are interested in hearing this. Okay. So the 3-digit code, I see some people are not 369. No, it's not 369. So guys, you set a 3-digit code that, if you're doing this work with me, okay, that has nothing to do with your life. So it's not your birthday. It's not some number used before. It's not your house number. It's none of that. Just let's say you pick, but it's also not 111, 222, like a lot of the codes that are in collective consciousness, 369. It's none of that, right? So let's say you pick 741. It has nothing to do with your birthday or anything like that. And now you learn to ask the universe a question via which it's providing your response by showing you this number. And you're going to see this number on a house, on a license plate, on a banner, on an advertisement. It doesn't matter, in a book. It doesn't matter. When you see it, you'll immediately recognize it. We have people doing this in our Facebook group. It's working really well. So the code, set it and start talking to the universe, right? Just saying, do you understand that 741 is my code? Before I start, this is how I want you to answer yes, right? To answer me yes, you have to show me 741. And if you don't see it in the same day, the answer is no, right? But you don't establish a yes or no until the universe has heard you. So you're going to insist. You're going to say, I am awareness. I am allowed to talk to you. You must respond to me. 741 is my number. If you are understanding me and you're ready to give me answers, subconscious answers to my questions, I want you to show me this number. So you'll see your first 741. You'll see your first 741, and from there, you ask it a simple question. Just to double check. Your simple question will be, is my name Mona? Right? And then once it has to answer the same day, right? I'm asking it. So first I said, are you aware of me? Then I said a yes or no question that I already know the answer. Is my name Mona? Is my birthday this? I see the answer. Now I know it's confirmed. It can speak to me. So now I'm going to ask a real question. You know, when I have a question, somebody emailed me and then she says she's been using her 3-digit code successfully. She's been doing this work for a couple of months now. So she emailed me and she said, I asked the universe, because her manifestation was 20,000 a month, if I should close my current business, and in order to do this, and she has something else she wants to pursue. And the universe showed her the digit code within 10 minutes of her drive. And she's like, does this mean it means I have to close my business, or does this mean I have to insist? Guys, this is the typical double minus that will make sure the universe never communicates with you again. You cannot ask questions to which you're not ready to accept the answer. The answer was very clear. She asked, should I close my existing business? She saw the number within 10 minutes. And then she's still doubting. She's like, well, but does this mean maybe I should insist that I want to make 20,000 a month with my existing business? Double minus, right? If you don't want the answers from the universe, if you just want to persist in your own way and insist on the how, then you're not doing this by manifesting. Manifesting you can only do when you let go of the how. Are you guys very, very clear in that? So if we don't see the number in 24 hours, that's a no, correct. But that's only after you verify that the universe is speaking to you via those 2 tests. Number 1 is like, you're going to say, I'm here. Are you aware of me? Here's my number. If you're aware of me, show me this number today. If it shows you the number today, if not, you insist back tomorrow. If it shows you the number today, then you can ask a simple yes or no. Is my name Mona? I need to see it also today. How do I marry the person that I can't marry? European. I'm not understanding this question. Okay. So I want to move on from the 3-digit code. Who wants to hear the SP story? If you guys don't want to hear it, I don't have to say it. I can just focus on other things. I'm not sure. A lot of people emailed me that they can't wait to hear the story. So I just want to make sure that you guys are interested. It's not just Andy who's interested. I want to hear. Please share. Okay. Okay. SP story. Okay. A lot of people are manifesting their SPs. He gave me this ring last week. I like it. All right, so I'm just gonna backtrack a little bit on my manifestation journey. I started on this journey in about 2014. And I started by listening to Abraham Hicks and sort of understanding, and I read, I want to say maybe about 100 books, and I sort of developed my own practice. And I was able to bring forth everything except because my focus was not on my love life, right? So I was able to bring forth a successful business, nothing to do with online, a successful business in 3D, brand new house, 4-bedroom, the way I wanted it, and whatever else I talk in the videos, right? Like my travel and everything. And this is the second time around for both of us. So that's an important point to the story. So I was just focused on other things. I had been married before. And at this point, I didn't want anything that was, I had a different focus. Okay. So it's not marriage that I wanted. And so I worked on all these things up to maybe the end of 2020. And then I realized I've accomplished A, B, C, D, and E. And now I want a life partner, right? So in 2021, I'm going back to the dating market. I hadn't been dating, and, I'm obviously I'm done with my first marriage at this point. And I basically made a list, and I talked about it in a video, with the qualities and what I wanted in a man. And this list contained things like, how tall is he? What does he look like? What do we talk about? How much money does he make? Where does he live? His social situation, etc. So the standard list that people do, especially as they're doing manifestation work. And lo and behold, based on this list, I meet a man exactly like this. And this was early 2021. So in this list, I have a video on it. I manifest this man down to the exact dog that he was supposed to have. I said, he must have this kind of dog, because I wanted to make sure it's my manifestation and it's not a coincidence. And so when I meet this man, I'm like, wow, this manifestation thing really works. I'm all confident. I'm dating this man for about 3 months, and I'm realizing that in my list, I've missed a hugely important element that's hugely important to me that I didn't know. And that was the exact element that was missing. Even though he was super into the relationship, super into me, treating me like a queen, like that. None of this was a problem, right? I just missed one element that I don't want to mention. And so with this, okay, take a note here, because again, I'm telling this story so you can take notes for your own life. Take note. With your list, if you make the list about him, you will 100% miss one element that will be incredibly important to you. And you have no way to cover all the elements because you won't even know what's missing. This is important because I know a lot of you ladies are doing lists. Yeah? So anyways, I had to let go of that whole thing, and I had to go back to the drawing board and be like, I need to figure this out. Now, again, at this point, I wasn't thinking of doing this account, and I wasn't going to do a manifestation account until I had everything figured out, right? I don't know how people get on this platform and coach other people into things that they haven't manifested for themselves, right? So at this point, I was like, this is a major missing piece in my life. And until I can figure this out and I can bring it forth exactly the way it is I want, I can't really have an account talking about how I've done everything else, but I failed in this respect. So when you guys choose somebody to work with, please pay attention. Do they have in their lives the body they want, the love they want, the financials they want, etc., and the lifestyle they want? Because if they don't, they just know the theory. Well, you can read the theory in a book. Anyway, I had to let go of that relationship, back to the drawing board. And I'm like, I now understand I have to make this manifestation about me. And about me, it has to be, I am at the center, I am the priority, and I am manifesting a man who, by making me the priority. So forget the list on who he is and how tall he is and how much money he's making and all of these things, right? Because What I need is to be the number one person in his life. This was extremely important for me. So I put it all as in, I wake up, I feel adored, I feel loved, I feel wanted, I feel whatever I'm teaching you guys to do is exactly what I did. So I go back and I meet, let's call him DSP. It's the person that I'm engaged with now, right? So I meet him in November 2021. And he is exactly that. He's a man who immediately makes me a priority, treats me like a princess, basically it was, I was feeling in the relationship the same way that I was writing that I would be feeling in the relationship. Now, make another note. Again, this is about you. I want you to understand that in my life, I have never felt that I wouldn't be treated like a princess. And this is important you understand your own paradigm that you're starting with, because it's your paradigm that is easiest to manifest, and everything else you build on top of this paradigm. And I'll tell you where I failed in that paradigm. So I was raised with believing that, and maybe this is wrong, okay? This is probably not politically correct in the current context, but I was raised with the belief that sex is something a woman gives to a man who is worthy of her. So it's not something she does for her own enjoyment. And perhaps this is wrong. I don't know. We're not here to debate that. But from this perspective, it's very easy to develop a paradigm where you're expecting a certain behavior from men in order for you to be involved with them. Right? So I didn't have the problem that I wasn't treated well ever. I was always treated well because I would only be involved based on my paradigm with a man who treat me well. If he didn't display that behavior, well, he wasn't going to be allowed access to me. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You don't have to agree, but this is the paradigm. You need to write down, what is my paradigm about how I'm treated in a relationship. Does a man have to do anything special to get me? Or I'm sort of going for the man that I want and I'm in the chasing energy for them, right? So you don't have to agree with this. I'm telling you it's not even something I've developed. This is something we're taught as children. And because we're taught this as children, this will be your existing paradigm. So it wasn't that I've ever had the problem. I was only met men who treated me very well. So back to this DSP. DSP treats me well, but in the context of my paradigm, I'm observing, because my friends are exactly like me, right? So I'm observing certain friends of mine getting into this relationships where they're treated really, really well. And again, at this point, I'm past my first marriage, right? So I'm observing women who are dating as adults. They're no longer 22. We're no longer 22 years old, right? So they're dating as adults. They have high standards. They meet this high value men, but the high value men, in spite of the fact that they're treating them very well, they are not committing to them. So I have two friends who have gone through this. One of them, she's a bit older than me. And that's even worse because as you're growing up, you look up to people who are a few years older than you. And in her 20s, she met a guy who had a title, he's from Europe. So he got like an actual nobility title. And she was in her 20s. He was in his 50s. And now she's 40 plus. And she still has zero commitment from him. He's 70. And he told her she's not going to be in his will or anything. He took care of her. She never worked. She had a princess lifestyle. But what's going to happen to her between 50 and 80? Nobody knows. Because this guy won't leave her anything. So I'm observing that, right? I have another friend who's a single mom and she's dating a guy who's really treating her really well, treating her children really well. But 5 years later, there's no ring on her finger. So even though my paradigm, this is important to note, even though your paradigm may be that men will treat you very well, do you have another program running that tells you those men will not commit? You really have to sit with yourself on this one, right? Because I didn't realize when I met my SP in November 2021, I didn't realize the paradigm that was running in my background is all these men who have gone through life, they're all set, they're financially great, they're perhaps divorced themselves, they're they're going to treat me well because that's what I demand, but are they really going to commit, right? So as the stories unfolding. Of course, it's unfolding based on what we think. Like, he's only with me. He's treating me like a princess. But, he has this lifestyle where he has all these women friends, right? And it's beginning to bother me, right? Because I've never actually met a guy who had female friends, but it's my paradigm playing out, right? He's going out for lunch with his friend Jennifer, and all the stuff that to me, or he's doing a class, and let's say, I'm not sure, I don't want to mention, right? But a class with another friend that, so all of these things don't sit well with me in terms of, can this person be a husband for me? Can this person actually, would I be comfortable in the context where he buys a gift for another woman on her birthday? Again, guys, do not listen to this and judge me, right? Because you don't have to agree with my views. This is why I don't even share too much of my personal life. You can have your own views. If you think that's okay, that's great for you and your life partner. But I'm telling you, for me, it was producing a negative feeling inside of me. And I know I don't want to be married to a man who buys a gift for another woman. Forget it. If you're okay with that, if that doesn't bother you, if that doesn't produce a negative feeling on you, make a note. Okay? This is not your paradigm. It has nothing to do with you. Just have no judgment when you listen to the story. This is important. So after 9 months of dating my SP, so it's now summer of 2022, I realized I'm not going to take this relationship further. It's not developing into marriage. It's just a very, very nice dating relationship where, I'm taking out, gifts, weekends, everything's very good. It's exclusive. It's loving. He's there for me, but I'm sensing, and I don't want to talk to him about this either, right? Because I'm not going to say to somebody, drop your women friends. I don't want to request this, right? Because what happens is he may drop them for me and then regret it later. So I just want him, I love him, and I want him to have the lifestyle that he wants to have. I'm just dating to determine if that's a match for me. Make a note here for yourself. You have to be incredibly honest about what you want. You know what you want. You know when something doesn't vibe right. Compromise is heartbreak postponed. Should I say that louder? Compromise is heartbreak postponed. If I would have pursued the relationship at that point with him, it would have been a major compromise for me. And I wouldn't have been happy, and I wouldn't have had a successful story or a successful love life. And I want you guys to please understand. Do not compromise on what your internal compass tells you in the other person's behavior is not for you. In my case, some people like to talk to their spouse about it or ask them to make adjustments. I didn't want him to make any adjustments. I wanted him to have the lifestyle he wanted. Again, it's our second time around for both of us. I understand that men, after, if they've been married, maybe they just want to experience multiple connections with people, even though I knew he was sexually exclusive with me. So I just wanted him to have whatever he wanted. So I basically told him that the relationship is off. And this was at the end of August, because I just didn't see a future in it, right? So he was obviously very upset. At that point, I did mention that, all of these women that were in his life was going to be a problem. And that I didn't want to pursue it, but I didn't explain it and say, let's talk about it. I basically said, in my heart, this is off. And because it was off. And so, end of August, 2021. Okay. And I went, then I started back to do manifestation work in general about my life. Now, make another very important note here, because he was my SP and, the story has a happy ending. But the note here is, I let go completely. Please note here. I wasn't going back to the drawing board to manifest them to behave the way I want him to behave. None of that. The manifestation that you do on your drawing board, it has only to do with you. Okay? It only has to do with you. Now I had realized at this point that I had a limiting belief around whether or not men commit. And when I say self-concept has to do with you and the way you think, it's not enough that I think I'm so valuable. I also have to think about the way the world works is a certain way that's beneficial to me. So I can't think divorced men who have their finances together and have their lives together and can treat me like a princess will not commit. Because why would they? Right? They want to play the field, or they want to keep their options open. Or so I'm now saying, and my affirmation is saying, all men need women. Everybody I date wants to marry me. Men want to be with one valuable woman. All men in their right mind want to get married and want to be married. Marriage is good for men. So I'm completely reversing my limiting belief around how willing men are to commit. Make a note. Check your belief about men in general, about the opposite sex in general. Okay, check your belief. What steps do we take to change a paradigm? Keep doing the program. I know you just started. Okay? Somebody keeps asking me what I'm driving. It's a Land Rover. I told you guys I have it together, okay? Now, where was I? So I let him go and I'm focusing on myself. I also went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's seminar the last week of September, first week of October, 2022. So in this seminar, if you guys don't know, the 60-day challenge that's in my bio is inspired by a revelation that I had in one of the meditations at the seminar. It was very, very transformative. And in my seminar, I had this revelation, like it was a deep feeling of, I'm on the precipice of something extremely important. And not everybody will have the chance to be part of a seminar like this. It was really incredible. If you guys have the chance to go see Dr. Joe, be part of his retreats, go ahead, right? But I was thinking in my head, this retreat cost $3,000. The hotel was $3,000. The flight was $1,000. Not everybody can spend $7,000, $8,000 on something like this to have a transformative experience. So I must bring this work forward for people in an affordable format. And in addition to that, I must dedicate part of my time, take it away from whatever I'm doing, just dedicate it to just being there for people, being presence, being consistent, and sort of giving back the knowledge that I have gained, right? I didn't feel like it was just mine to keep because I spent $7,000 on this seminar. So back to the story. At this seminar, it was 7 days. As I'm doing this sheet and building this sheet, and I know for a fact, like I'm told and I'm guided exactly how to do it, and with a group, and I'm putting it forward and I'm starting it for myself. So I'm starting to do my own 60 days. I come back after the seminar. It was the end of the first week of October. And I know exactly energetically, I'm in tune with what I want. I don't need a list. I don't need anything. I've changed my concept on what men want. I change everything. So I get back again. It's the first week of October. The second week, I meet a man who fits this exact criteria that I'm talking about. And maybe I'm giving too much details about my personal life, but I'm in the business now of helping you guys have some realizations. Once you have this huge energetic shift, you will immediately align with people, and you'll notice somebody wrote me today. She met a jazz musician who was exactly what she wanted, and she only started the challenge like 5 days ago. So I want you guys to know things will happen very fast. You know, in terms of like, once you've had the energetic shift, once you've aligned with the group energy, like I was aligning with the group, Dr. Joe Dispenza, your energetic shift and the circumstances will change fast. So I meet this man at the Starbucks, okay, at all places, because I always talk about Starbucks. I meet him at a Starbucks and I start chatting with him, and he is the man on the list, the man on the previous list. He's got it all together. He's, you know, all his social situation is great. He can make me a priority. He can, you know, he's whatever it is that I was scripting about. In addition to that, it's very obvious that he's looking for a life partner, right? So I'm chatting with this guy, and I can't believe it. Like, I almost can't believe this manifestation of immediately meeting somebody, like October 2022, after I started this work, after I'm writing on this group energy. And I'm like, wow, this is easy. You know, this was easy. This is, I'm normalizing this. I always tell you guys when you have a thing, normalize, normalize, normalize. I'm normalizing the interaction. But at this point, I don't want to get involved, right? Because I don't know, like I'm still doing my own 60-day challenge. I just want to observe, right? I'm riding on deeply spiritual energy. I'm not ready to jump and be physical with somebody and socially intertwined. So I tell him all this, and I sort of saying, I'm just looking to get to know you and what have you. And, you know, we'll see if we can, you know, have, again, chance encounters, Starbucks, you know. And he says, okay, like he's completely fine with that. We talk every day. Again, I'm not in touch with my SP, whom I broke up with at the end of August. And this is October. So as I'm getting to know this person for a couple of weeks, nothing physical, not even a kiss, okay? I get a message from my SP, because this is how it happens. And the message says, this is 2 months later. It's important, okay? This is going to happen to you, guaranteed, guaranteed. Everything from the past you're going to have to deal with if it was your energetic match, but you weren't an energetic match for it. But it was an energetic match to your highest benefit. Do you see the difference? All right. So the SP messages something along the lines, I'm still in love with you. I want to, like, I've tried to get over you. I've tried to date, but I can't. And I just want to meet for coffee and talk about things, right? So I get this message. And guys, this is what I tell you about texting, right? And when you guys get, like, you start this work and you start getting messages from your SP like, how's your day? What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you scratch all that? Okay. I even looked at this message and I was like, this is not good enough, right? Like in this message, there isn't that thing like, I want to have a different lifestyle with you, right? That's why we broke up. We didn't break up because I didn't love him, right? We broke up because I didn't see a future with him based on his lifestyle. So, you know, for him to say, you know, I'm still in love with you, I'm still thinking about you. Okay, you're still thinking about me, but what has changed, right? Like, I'm still looking for a husband. I'm still looking for what really is different here. So I read this message and I'm so sure in my energetic work that I'm going to give back anything that isn't exactly what I want. Make a note. I talk about this all the time. We're going to give back everything that's not exactly what we asked for. I read the message again and then I delete it. I delete it because it's not what I put down. I put down for a husband, right? Like, that's what I put down. So I deleted. This is like end of October. You know, I'm getting to know this person. November rolls around. I sort of like getting to know this other person, we'll call him new guy, a bit more. And there's no sexual interaction because again, this is another one of my paradigms. Like, I wouldn't be involved with somebody for like the first couple of months. You know, I'm like really trying to get to know the people that will have access to me. You know, they really have to treat me very well. Like, it has to be like, I have to understand their lives. Again, I'm not saying this is for everybody. If you want to go ahead on date number 1, 2, 3, go ahead. It's just never been my style, right? But I don't talk about that because I don't want to impose my views on other people. So it's now the first week of December. So now I've already getting to know this person for a couple of months. And I have to make decision now. I'm going to proceed with him. And at this point, I've done my 60-day challenge. I finished it. I really feel like I put my thoughts together. So now it's the first week of December 2022. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to move forward to the new guy relationship in terms of being physical with him. I think, you know, he's planning something for the holidays, you know, like maybe for us to go away for the weekend or something like that. And, you know, I guess, you know, he's just going to become my boyfriend. And I'm thinking this is the man that was sent for me from this work. So I'm in my house. It's a Saturday morning, first week of December. I think it was December 3rd. And I look out my bedroom window, like 9:30 a.m., and I see the car of my SP parked on the driveway. Yeah. Right? So no other messages since the end of October when he said he's still in love with me, and I deleted the message. No other messages. First week of December, just as I'm contemplating taking my relationship further with the new guy, making it a relationship, making it a sexual relationship, I wake up and with no notice, I see my SP's car on my driveway. So I like ran downstairs. Okay, because I just am very wary of my neighbors, right? So I'm just like, I'm home alone. I ran downstairs. I opened the door and I'm like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Like, he has flowers, he has gifts, he has everything. I'm like, what are you doing here? Get right in, because I don't want my neighbors to see, right? Like, how long have you been standing there? And so he comes in and I said, like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you bringing this? Like, what's going on, right? So then basically he says the same thing. He says, but at this point he's adding, you know, I'm changing these things in my lifestyle, and I realize you're the only one who's important, and I want to have a family life with you. I want to be with you. I want to, you know, that's the idea. And I want us to try again, right? So make another note here. Make another note here for your own love life. When you're in such energetic alignment with exactly what it is you want, you will be presented with a crossroad. Okay? Like, the incredible thing is that if he had presented himself 2 weeks later, when I would have proceeded with a new guy, it would have been zero chance that I would like flip between men like that. Like, just, you know, my paradigm doesn't allow for that. So he shows up just as I was making the decision to proceed with this new guy, who was, by the way, like financially secure, obviously, because, you know, that's what I'm attracting. Ready for commitment, basically saying, just good to go. No female friend. I asked a friend, now I learned something. Okay, socially. I'm like, who are your friends? Do you have any female friends? Date number 1, date number 2. I need to know if I'm proceeding further. He has no female friends. He's like, no, what are you talking about? Friendships between men and women don't work. I'm like, you know, that's why you don't have to change anybody, because you'll just find somebody who has the same beliefs as you. You understand? Anyways, so he shows up, and I'm really sure, like, I don't really want to give him another chance, because I've never go back to my exes. But as he's leaving, I said, I have to go, you know, like he was only in for about 15 minutes. I said, let me give you a hug, and thank you so much for the gifts and everything. And I give him a hug. But in that moment, because I told you guys, if you have physical energy with somebody, that never goes away, right? I told you that, right? So in the moment that I give him a hug, I do feel different, okay? I did feel very inauthentic talking to the new guy the same day, even though I hadn't done anything wrong. I haven't invited my SP. I haven't, you know, I just feel like the energy shift has shifted for me as I saw my SP. And so, again, you will be tested. There will be a crossroads for you if you're doing this right. And so I have like a major decision to make, right? Because I came from Dr. Joe Dispenza and I met this guy who's exactly what I wrote down I wanted. And now my SP, who's somebody I still love, like I always loved. Okay, I just made the conscious decision not to be involved with him because I knew his lifestyle wasn't for me. Like, here he is. What's the universe trying to tell me? Like, my heart is with my SP, obviously, right? But it's also with my SP because me and the new guy haven't been physical, right? So it's not like it's not really comparing apples to apples, right? So, you know, a guy that I've had intimacy with, obviously, you know, so I'm sitting with myself and, you know, like I'm just over the next week or so, I'm realizing whether or not I proceed with the SP, I can't proceed with the new guy because I just can't, right? Like it's clear that I have these feelings for the SP. I'm still not sure it's the right thing for me. So immediately, like within the following week, I tell the new guy that, you know, our relationship, unfortunately, I'm not going to take it forward. And he was very upset. He was incredibly upset. Remember, he has a 2-month investment of daily talking. We're going out. We're like, you know, he's not really getting anything out of this other than, you know, my wonderful company. But he wants something real, right? So he's just very upset about this. So that made me very upset with my SP. And my SP knew about this new guy. I told him, I said, I'm not interested in, you know, getting back with you because I'm seeing somebody new. So at this point, like I'm talking to my SP and I told him, look, your actions have hurt another person who didn't need to be hurt, right? Like I can't proceed with a new guy. I've hurt him just because you showed up. You show up very selfishly for yourself. You had your chance, right? You were with me for 9 months between November 2021 and August 2022, you kept living like a bachelor, you know, like I know you were sexually exclusive with me, but still, right? Like that's not what a woman in my position wants. It's our second time around, right? Life is serious now. It's our second time around, right? And so he's like, I know this. I realized all this while we were apart. We haven't seen each other for like 3.5 months or 4 months, whatever it was. You know, I'm sure I said, I'll think about it. So over the holidays, we just continued talking as friends, you know, like, he came over one time, like my family was there. Like there was nothing. There was not even kissing. There was just like, you know, like what do we all think? But like in my heart, like I had missed him a lot, right? I had purposely let go of him and not thought of him, because I'm able to do that just by doing this work and understanding. Make this note if you haven't made it already. When I broke up with him in August, I really let him go. You have to let go of your SP, and you have to manifest to the highest benefit of all, him or better, a new version of him or better. This is exactly what I did without pulling an energetic string, making a spell, making him behave a certain way, which all of a sudden now I have to sustain with my energy forever, all of this stuff. So you can only do that if you're manifesting to the highest benefit of all for everyone or better. So in January 2023, after the holidays, after everything, I decided, again, I had broken up with a new guy, like already second week of December. In January 2023, I told my SB, it was kind of natural in our interaction. We were going to get back together, but not really get back together. I told him like it's a new relationship. He was just very happy to have this new, he even wanted like something new, fresh, new relationship. I said, well, we're going to take it, not slow in the sense of like, obviously we're going to get back together and be fully committed, right? But we're just going to take it step by step and make it right by everyone in our lives, because it's our second time around. There's other people in our lives. So, it's just been really wonderful ever since. I started my account on manifestation in March of this year. So about 2 months after this, getting back together with the SP, because again, I felt that even though I had so much knowledge and so much, I couldn't really come in front of people without my own love life being settled and successful and talk about these things. I really couldn't. You know, like how can these people who are single themselves, they're telling you how to assume the identity? What the hell are they talking about? Have they done it? You know, this work is actually so transformative. And so I felt like now I really, based on my integrity levels, I can show up and I can say, yes, I manifested the house. I manifested this. I manifested the body. I manifested a certain exact weight. I manifested the SP. And then I can actually teach you guys how to do this. So that's sort of the story. And then, you know, I've had like a really wonderful interaction, 0 fights, everything really, really incredible. And, we just got engaged, as you guys know, last week when we were away. He proposed to me. There was rose petals on the bed in Washington where we stayed at Wadolph Astoria, or a really nice place, very like memorable, like just incredible. When are you two getting married? I haven't said that yet. So, we have to make sure it works, sort of the timing for everyone in our lives. Like I said, since it's our second time around, but it's going to be within the next 10 months or so, 8 to 10 months, something like this. So, thank you so much for the congrats. That's the story with the SP. Maybe I shared too much information. What time is it? Oh my God. You see that it took the whole hour. I wanted you guys to really go back on this live if you, and I think I'll announce it in other videos, because you have to take notes about A, the paradigm you currently have about yourself, B, the paradigm you have about men in general. Okay. Even if you have a good self-worth, are all men worthless? And that's why you have to be single. Okay. C is when you shift energetically. And this is the sign of a shift. You're going to have an immediate manifestation. Immediate. Okay. Like I met the new guy immediately. It will be immediate. Number 4, you will be tested. You will be tested. You will be put at crossroads. You will need to say, this is what I want. Okay. It's important you go with what's in your heart versus what's in your ego. What was in my ego at the time was like, I'm going to keep dating this new guy. He actually, you know, like he was an extremely successful guy too, right? I'm actually, and then I'm never going to go back with the next because he had his chance. He wasted 9 months of my life. He was still hanging out with this girl. That was what my ego was telling me, right? But my heart was telling me something else. So my heart, like your crossroads will be a test for your heart and your intentions, right? So I want you to A, B, C, D, write this down and see how they're applicable to your own life. Where you're at now. Where's your mind at? What's your view on men? How much of this work you're doing? Guys, my 60-day challenge really works. Okay. It's inspired by me having a transformative meditation in the middle of 1,800 people, like on immense group energy. Okay. Do it. It's like the cost of a lipstick. Just do it. And then the way you will know it's working is you'll start having immediate things. This is why I'm even doing my weekly challenges. So this week's challenge is an unusual coin. If you guys haven't heard me from the beginning, I want to answer 2 questions that I got on SPs. Okay. Somebody said, I realize my limiting belief is, even though I see myself as great, is men are taking from me. So I'm great, but I see men as taking from me. Okay. So in the process of this work, she's about 2 weeks in. She just realized that now that it's because of this limiting belief that men are always there to take from her because she's so beautiful. She's so wonderful. She's a giver. They're just there to take from her. And that's exactly the pattern. So it's very important you do this work to recognize your own limiting belief patterns. Somebody else I'm working on, she keeps getting these messages from, she sends it to me every time, right? Just because we're working together. And the messages from the SP, so immediately after she started doing the work with me, she got a message, WYD. I'm like, what is that? You know, she goes, oh, it means what you're doing. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, let's delete that. You know, let's delete that. Okay. So she's like, oh, okay. She deletes it. Then she gets another one. It says the same from the same guy 2 days later. How are you? This is her SP. How are you? Right. So I'm like, tell him you're always well. She tells him, I'm always well. And then, nothing further. She's like, my God, I've never ignored him like this. I always like tell him about me. I'm like, you're going to do exactly what it is I tell you. Then he shows up like 3 days later. How's your day? How's your day? Okay. At this point, she's like so frustrated with this interaction. She's like, she's kind of finding it funny. I said, you see, like, you don't even want him anymore, right? Like you're not, but he's going to come around. By the time he comes around, okay, you're not even going to want him anymore. You got to even like ask yourself, is he even capable intellectually of displaying what it is that you need? Is he capable intellectually, you know, to put together more than one sentence? Let's think about this. Because maybe like as you're beginning to see your SP for who he really is, maybe he's really not the one because of that. You know, it's just not the one because he can't, you know, but I don't want to say that. She's going to come to her own conclusions. Guys, we don't respond to WYD. How are you? How's your day? As communication from the SPs that's hurt us. Okay? No. What is the point of manifesting when you're saying he's not the one? I ended up with my SP. But please listen to this live again, because the series of events that he's the one has to be so clear. I deleted the message in which he says, I love you so much. I still love you. Let's have a coffee. That didn't align with me manifesting a husband. Okay. I need way more than that. You're going to take only when they're going to come back 100% with something, but you're only going to accept whatever it is you said. Okay. For the 60-day challenge, can you manifest multiple things at once? Yes. I have 4 goals that you set: love life, career, body, and and money, because money and career don't necessarily go together. Some people love their career. That doesn't really make them a lot of money, but they need to manifest, like, let's say, a large sum of money for something. I love your advice. I still feel I want him, just not this version. He has to level up. 100% queen. He will. He will, but you're not going to accept anything that is less than what it is you want. Okay, you're not going to accept. Because the moment you accept is you're telling the universe, yeah, you have satisfied my need. We covered so much in this life. We covered the 3-digit code. We covered the SB story. We covered dreams. We talked about the language in which you should do the challenge. Guys, please join the Facebook group. I made it the cost of a coffee, just because you have to provide value for value, or otherwise you can't derive value from it. But I want everybody to be able to participate. Okay? Go in the Facebook group, put your sinks, and when you see somebody else's sinks, some people have incredible sinks. Be as happy for them as you would be for yourself. Okay? Be as happy for them as you would be for yourself. No, it's just a Facebook group, no Telegram group. You have to subscribe in my bio, and then after that, you have to just request me, and I will approve you. I feel so empowered. I love that. Thank you, Adriana. I hope you guys will derive personal value out of me yapping for an hour about my own manifestation story of SP Love Life. I hope you find inspiration in this. Thank you so much for all the congratulations that I got. I feel in a point where I'm extremely qualified in. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this. I manifested in October 2022, when I came back and I was doing from Joe Dispenza, and I was doing my affirmations. I put the image of the ring I wanted. Again, I had no idea who the man was going to be. I put the image of the ring I wanted on my manifestation list. And then when you purchase the challenge, you can see I use those as examples, the list, but they're my images in Life and Images. And I just want to show you guys, that's the exact ring I got. And again, he has no idea about any of this because he's a banker. So don't even go there. Like, I'm not interested in here. Okay. So here's the ring from my challenge. And here's my ring that he gave me. Yeah. Which I find this incredible, right? Because he could have gotten me a square ring. Actually, square diamonds are more popular, right? But I manifested the one on my board when I didn't even know he was going to be the one giving it to me, If you keep your mind on the end, if you put a photo of the life that you want to have, okay? It will have no choice, especially if you're doing it as a group with everybody. Hi, Katya, I'm back. You have to listen to this live. Okay, please listen to it. I'll post it on YouTube immediately after. I love your story. It's a beautiful ring. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. I want to be inspired. I don't want to talk about myself. I want to be inspired. Go listen to this live again. Okay, the 369 we're doing now. And if you guys don't know what this is, I tap 369. I am a winner. That's how I end all my lives. Please tap with me if you want to be part of the group energy. If not, this is the end of the live. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 p.m. My lives are Mondays at 12, Tuesday and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Guys are ready. Keep your eyes open. Tap. I'm the one who's counting. You don't have to do anything except repeat. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.